They've done it again. Johan Durant and Steven Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Sabori.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from Huntington Country Club in Huntington, New York, bringing you the 2022 APTA Men's and Women's National Championship, sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Viking and Paddle Pro, and local sponsor Joe Quintillion and Distributed Capital Partners, Signature Premier Properties, and D'Addario and Company. I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Hall of Famer Steve Baird, bringing you men's quarterfinal action between the number 3 seeds of John Hughes and Mark Powers against the number 8 seeds of Mike Wagner and Philip Rams. Steve, welcome to the booth. So pleased to have you here. Steve, backstory here before we get to the players on the court. You've done some damage on the court together, but in the tennis world more than the paddle world.
We had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, winning some good events back in the day.
You've been a tremendous partner whenever we've paired off.
And now we're here in the booth, so great to be here. Why don't we do a quick intro of the players on the court, if you want to let us know who they are, Steve?
Yeah, so I don't think Powers and Hughes need much introduction. They're former national champions. They've had a solid year and are definite contenders. And on the other side, you've got Mike Wagner and Philip Rams, who are, this is their first moment on the big stage. So the real question is, will they show up, or will they be pushed around by Powers and Hughes, who are big-time ball strikers and can return, serve. So that's the interesting question for me.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great matchup. I mean, Rams has definitely been a star in the coming up world. Right now he's got that, basically the whole skill set like Juan Araya. He can blitz, he can hit his smooth striker of the ball. One of the most stylish players on the tour. Can use blitzes extremely effectively in attack. Mike Wagner's sort of been an unknown property. Now he's up in the mainstream, but he's been playing for years. He's got a great ground game. And like other teams, he will attack the ball early. And we got Mike Chimsky in the chair there. And as soon as, Wagner gets ready to hit it, Rams will be off in the races blitzing.
Yeah, they seem like a good combination of yin and yang. And that's his role.
Yeah, that's Wagner's
role. And if you look at Rams's background, he's a Temple University, and then he got on the Future Stars tour. And so he is a big-time player who hits the ball a ton. And Wagner is his sort of opposite setup man.
Oh, yeah, Wagner hits it a ton, and he's actually a great volleyer, but he's the setup man, as you said. The weakness, not weakness, I mean, Wagner and Rams they're a tough team. They gave Raya Parsons all they can handle, earlier in the year, and a lot of teams. And then there are times they've gone up against teams and played too fast, tried to take too much on. Like they tried to blitz and attack Durant Mitchell, and they got handled quite easily, earlier in this season. So they're still finding their way through their style. Wagner will push up serve in the box, a non-challenging one, and stay back, and Rams will do some attack, but it should be a good matchup of styles. I mean, Powers and Hughes have had sort of an up and down year for them.
Yeah.
When they've won, the Hughes overhead's been on. He's carving people up with the attack overhead. Powers has been volleying lights out. But when they've struggled, they have had a hard time putting any pressure on the other team, from the net, actually, more than anything else. They volleyed really well in the season. All right, so we're about to get underway here, and it's Philip Rams to serve. So here we go. And we got maybe, Steve, another I would say 20 minutes of really bad sun,
Yeah,
maybe a
we
half
haven't
hour.
talked about that because that's a factor.
It is a huge factor. That's a great shot right into the nick there, into the crease. Now the Powers return. He's actually going overhand to it, trying to challenge him, but it's pretty lights out, the Powers return.
So 30-all.
He's going underhand or sidearm to Hughes, who loves the higher ball. And he's going overhand right now to Powers. I see him trying to dictate at the net. Nicely played from Hughes. Now in the draw, neither one of these teams have been terribly tested. They've made it through here to the quarterfinals. Really, really strong performances. Oh, this long. See, I think against the sidearm serve, going hard at the net man, Steve, is actually a good play. And I'm not sure enough people do it. Great spot there. He catches them up and in. When's the last year you competed on the tour? Early 2000s,
I was on
maybe?
the tour probably 72 to 94, something
94.
like that.
You made a mini comeback with John Milbank a few
Oh,
years
that was-
after that.
That was for fun, yep.
For fun, you guys made it to like the, what, quarters, semifinals?
I think our best was at Short Hills where we got to the finals.
Finals? Nah, not bad.
Yeah. So on display here is Rahm's athleticism. I mean, you can really see that he is a terrific athlete. And he's very early in his career. I don't know how many years he's even played nationals, do you?
I mean, he's probably played 4.
Yeah.
He played a little bit with Scott Kaler, and he played some with Casey Watt, and he's been learning the whole way, and it's all clicked more so with Mike Wagner just because of the styles work. As you were mentioning before, the yin and yang, the Wagner will drive the ball more than both of those other guys. And so when Wagner drives, it allows Rams to move forward, and he wants to blitz. He wants to play more of that fast-paced Araya style. Look at that drive, but well done by Wagner. Just to get
Wagner
out of the
is
way.
very quick, and he also has very good hands.
Yeah, he does a great job spot volleying. What he does specifically great is he gets right on the net.
Look at that slice.
That was a monster, and that shot right there is one of the engines that runs Hughes and Powers. If that's going to be on display, it's usually a really good sign for them. Yeah, Wagner gets right on top of the net. You won't find him making shoelace volleys. Like, he's not one of those guys who makes like a deft shoelace volley that often. He's just right on top. And then if he's not on top, he just gets out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he just plays it that sort of way.
Smart, yep.
Yeah, it is very smart. But you'll definitely, by the end of it, see him hit 1 or 2 drop shots from like 1 inch off the net. And he'll just be right there on top of you. A couple of faults there from Rams. Break point here for Powers and Hughes. No, he goes underhand, and Powers flies that forehand. Now, this is interesting, you know, because dusk isn't the best time to see the ball. And with the sunlight, wonder if it's going to have any kind of effect. 'Cause, I mean, that was a surprising miss there from Powers.
Yeah, way off. I mean, another one.
Powers, very good volleyer. Got one of the best forehand volleys in the business. You know, he goes quickly to the forehand and just block volleys it really well. So battle at deuce game here.
A little sloppy play to start off.
Now, when you were playing, did you find sometimes you'd have that first game, or did you always like to lob a lot first? Because I know you and Richie Mayer, your primary partner throughout your career, you guys had two of the biggest forehand. We're a very offensive team.
You know, I made sure that my first return was a lob over the netman's head. A big chunk of when we were really going strong, because I wanted Richie to get going and get his forehand going. And I also wanted to push the netman back to help set that up. And the lob, even in today's fast-paced game and highlight game, the lob is fundamental to success. And you will watch the guys who get to the finals will be really lobbing well.
That shot we just saw there from Mark Powers is something he's had, but he's taking it out a lot more now. What a shot, dig easily. He's such a good athlete, Rams.
Wow.
Oh! I'm not sure he should have made that move there. Probably settle for one more ball, lob it, and then go see where you can get a counterattack. But also, Mike Wagner thought he was helping, and they got a little confused. All right, so break point again. Yeah, the Powers backhand is what we'll see. He's hitting this shot, you know, here a lot more than he used to, and he's very effective with it. Oh, good look from Hughes. Just nets it. It's a pretty festive atmosphere out here. Packed crowd up top. Oh boy, 3-4 faults in this game here from Rams. You see what Wagner's doing out there. I mean, 90% of the balls being played by Rams. Wagner is looking simply for a cutoff volley that he can quickly, you know, block low or short to the side. That's an offensive play. He hasn't hit a ball in 20 shots. This is his first ball in 20 balls. And he goes push over and right back onto his position right there towards the right. Rams is going to do all this work. Good cut there from Rams. Oh,
lucky gosh.
See, but when you're doing all the work like that, eventually after a certain point you get a little, you know, he's trying to do too much there. I don't know what he was really going for on that shot. He just hits it wide. So it was an interesting first game. Hughes and Powers come up with a break. They benefit from maybe about 4 to 5 faults from Rams. Had some really good looks, but also a couple errors. Both teams just feeling it out here in the beginning. Sun looks to be down. I can't see any place where it's getting up in the players. I mean, for us, we're up here on the rise, Steve, in the booth, and the sun is clearly right in our face.
Are okay now.
But the players are down in the court, and you don't see any shadows on the court, which means the sun's really not hitting it in any way, shape, or form. And I don't see any spot where they're looking up into it. So I think they're 100% out of the sun at this point, and it's not going to be any effect whatsoever.
Oh, baby. Whoa.
Oh, good hands there from Powers. Oh, beautiful placement there.
What a point by Roms.
Yeah, he's got that in the tank. He's one of these guys he can do it all. It's simply a question of whether he's doing too much or what choices he's going to make, because he can do so much. That's a great volley from Powers. He is not easy to blitz on because he does a decent job with offensive volleying.
He's got great hands.
He does, Steve. And a few years ago, when Hughes and Powers won their first national championship, one of their hurdles they had to come across was beating, at that time, it was Araya and Morneau, Morneau would drive the ball low and Araya would blitz. And they learned to put Powers close to the net and have him cut off volleys. And he's pretty good at it. Now, see, this is usually the spot where they're going to try and get Hughes to work with the cut, and good leave there. Ball goes long. All right, Mike Juchimski, our umpire in the chair. Break point here for Wagner and Rams. Wow, great snap forehands, good volleys there from Hughes. He's going to go hard cut. That's just awesome.
Yeah, Hughes is a weapon.
Just awesome. He cuts that one. If he spots the ball right, he's got the two shots. That one goes into the side screen and dies, and he can go long and through and towards just around on the first post, and then it'll spin off to the side, makes the guy have a turn to get it and hit a shoelace dig. And if he finds his spots and gets the action, and in the warm weather, he should be able to get the action.
Big Nick.
Great shot there. Now, how big a difference, Steve, do you think? I mean, when you were really in your heyday playing, the courts weren't completely uniform. They weren't all aluminum. There was a lot of wood courts, a lot more tension variance in certain places. Did you find that made a difference, or was it all about the same usually?
No, the wires weren't always pulled completely tight. Some places would have them looser, and the wood floor could really create some bad bounces. But I would say that by 1980, that was pretty much uniform aluminum.
Oh, wow.
Great shot.
Just terrific stuff. Rams gets caught covering another shot. Hughes pushes behind him and a great drop finish.
Oh, what a shot.
Oh, perfect ball.
Boy.
Cut that volley.
Good return by Wagner.
Nice pickup there from Powers, a little soft-handed, half volley.
Nice.
In many ways, Steve, I mean, people always say how the game has completely changed. I feel in many ways it's actually quite similar, but there are clearly areas that have, you know, we've seen more with advancements in paddles and other things, you know, that have changed. What do you think is the biggest difference from back when you were playing to now?
I think it's a combination of the ball, the paddle, and the depth of the athletes. So I would say those three things. So you have, when you look at what is the same, we just saw Sven Burroughs play a long three-setter with Mick.
Right.
And they grinded it out. And a lot of that was just not making errors in the third set. And you have to play paddle. You can't give it away with, you know, trying too many shots that coming down the wire.
Yeah, so in that instance, what you're really saying is that Burris or Doya they just didn't make errors down the stretch, played a more solid.
But it was real, old school paddle.
Right, lob, wait for the right opportunity, take the right ball.
Keep it away from the power zones.
Right.
Because a lot's at stake in the quarterfinals. It's a big difference between going home a winner in the quarterfinals and being knocked out of the tournament.
He goes for a
too
volley.
much tennis. That volley was a tennis volley.
He
took a long swing, and that doesn't. You need to place the ball inside the court. You don't need to have the beautiful backhand.
Step one,
Ken
Step
Rosewall
one,
backhand. That
Right.
was a tennis shot. So, tutoring, Philly, I would get him to tighten up on his volleys.
Yeah, more minimal, more economical, and sometimes it doesn't have to be the flare volley. Just push it straight instead of going the cross-court winner there. There's, wisdom in that for sure, at any level probably, and definitely it can happen from time to time that player with his flare gets a little too long in the shots. The hold of the Wagner serve is interesting because he just puts it in the box softly and stays back. And he lets Rams do the work crossing, and he hopes that you overplay the drive so he can get a screen drive to counter. Otherwise, he just lobs it back.
So where are we now?
It's 30-40, I think.
Yeah, they're in danger.
That's out. No, it wasn't. Sorry, I missed the score there, too. Trying to hear the umpire. What great hands from Rams. All right, so that is game there. That was 30-40.
Yeah, so they're letting it get away the first set. They've got to get on the board.
Yeah, Hughes and Powers. I mean, right now, though, Hughes and Powers certainly have hit a bunch of good offensive shots, but it's really more the errors that we're seeing and the fact that right now I don't see from Rams and Wagner like a specific, we're going to play this way. We're going to place the ball here. This is our safety zone. This is where we're going. We're going to lock down the net in this zone. It's almost too free. And they're going to have to find a place, right, because they're just giving too many points away to Hughes and Powers right now.
I agree. Philippe has to step back in terms of trying to do everything, which was your point earlier. He's trying to showcase his brilliant talent, but he can't do the whole thing by himself. And they need to get in the game right now, or this first set will be over before you blink.
No time like the present. Cut, but Hughes is quick. Strangely, you don't want to speed Hughes up usually. You want to actually slow him down. Even if you attack him with some smalls, the more he runs, the better he feels. The more athletic he gets to play, the better it can frequently work. And that's the area he's done the most work on is his forehand. People were slowing it down so much on him that he was struggling attacking the forehand. Now he's got very good forehand off the deck that he can strike. So you can't just slow play him, but if you move him around too much, that actually tends to fit in his wheelhouse. Wow.
Beautiful volley by Mike.
Incredible by Wagner. Great hands. Oh, sneaky little push drive there. That's gone. Oh, that's just a great overhead. Nice series. Right on the crease there. It looked that whole time like Wagner and Rams were just blocking him back. They weren't controlling the ball with the lob, just trying to survive.
Great return.
Yep, he's right there, Hughes. 30 all. Come up with a good dipping ball from Wagner. I like this. They're slowing it down a little bit.
Yep.
Rams and Wagner looking for a spot drive. They just got to make sure they lob well enough so that Hughes and Powers can't go on that full attack with their overhead. See, that's the stuff that's going to get them in trouble, those short lobs. Nice get from Wagner. This is a good point for them. They're
This is their
making them hit 100 overheads, taking attacks when they have them.
Yeah, they're playing their roles.
Oh, that's such a good play.
Whoa. Good sportsmanship.
Good choice.
By
Well, it's,
John. Yeah,
he plugged him up high in the chest.
He said good shot. He walked up and said good shot. That's the
Yep.
right way to do it.
Hey, you know, it's a great move from Rams, and that's their game. Wagner's going to hit the drive. He moves up now. He intended to hit him with that ball, which is why he went up high into the body. But it's a
They're
smart
beginning
play.
to get into their rhythm, which will make this a much more interesting match if they can get into this first set, get their confidence.
Oh,
That's good.
confusion there, and that great spot drive, and they're on the board. So great break of serve there, and well played points from Wagner and Rams. All right, I think I can take my sunglasses off now, Steve.
Yep.
That's a great spot. That was out. All right, good look. It's the long cutter. He made the first one he played. That one was a little long. That's going to be too good. Good job there. See, Rams that time, I don't know if he felt bad about hitting him in the chest last time. He had the opportunity to hit the same
He
shot.
hesitated.
He hit a little off pacer
The
there.
moment of truth, he hesitated. He didn't want to do it twice
And he got
in the same
burned.
game.
He got burned, so maybe we'll see him slap that one right up in his chest again.
Johan should teach him a little bit.
There you go. You got to make usually Johan mad before he starts doing that, but yeah, he's pretty good at it. Pretty good at hitting people when he wants to. The fault hurt him in that first game. 30 all here.
So what percentage of the time is Rams doing the underhand sidearm?
I mean, right now it's sort of he's just doing it whenever. I think he's doing about 60% of the underhand sidearm and about 40 of the overhand. He started out pretty much exclusively. I think he's been exclusively to Hughes with the sidearm.
Yeah.
Powers, he's gone overhand and a little, mostly overhand, but a few of the others, mix and match it. That's a good ball there. Tried to hold it a little. Wow. I mean, just almost whiffed that. Struggling with the contact point. Toss a little bit. That's what Hughes and Powers want to do. They will use the lobs, but they like to pepper you with some three-quarter drives until you get a weaker ball, and then they come hard after you.
There it is.
Why is he inside the service box there? I don't understand. So I understand being brazen with your position and liking that, but when you have an attacking overhead against a team that volleys really well, you might be just better off going back, playing the lob, and staying up in there at a break point.
Great play by both.
Oh. And see, this is good with the bad, right? It's incredible athleticism, but then maybe a not so wise choice of standing in on a defensive play. And
well, that shot, he was swinging volley.
Yeah, slap shot volley instead of he could have just pushed it back, reestablished their position at the net.
Look at where did he want to hit the ball? He was just slapping it, and not really playing good paddle.
Well, right.
He was playing more tennis.
Yeah, I think he knew where he wanted to go. He was going to hit it behind Hughes over there, but he's not playing the percentage shot that allows you to get good position at the net. He's trying to hit maybe a shot that's lower percentage with higher risk and higher reward, but I don't even know if that was enough reward on the other end of it. He probably should have pushed it down the line, stay in there, play, like you said, play more solid percentage paddle first, and then use those skills that you have to open up the court when the moments warrant themselves.
Yeah. He's got to play within himself because he's a tremendous player.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He's one of the bright young guys coming along. And this is really his first nationals where he's on the stage.
I'd say that's probably true, yeah. I'd say that's true. I mean, it's a dangerous team, you know. Oh, sticks it right in the net. I think it's stuck there.
Well, if you're going to win a nationals, you have to click on every single round and win handsomely. You do not want to go deep.
Right,
and
each time.
Usually, if you look back over time, it's those teams that put their opposition away swiftly in all of the different rounds. You can look.
Yeah.
Look at, you know, and it tells you who is really ready because they're not giving away anything.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
and so if you answer to that question, are Hughes and Powers, when you look at the score line in their previous matches, I would say yes, because they've been beating all of their opposition handily. So far, they seem to be doing the same thing here, 4-1, right? So that's exactly what you want to do. No mercy, put the opposition away and get on to a good sleep into the semifinals.
And the winner here will face the winner of the other quarterfinals that's on now, which is Durant and Mitchell against McNerney and Compton. They're battling on the court next to us. Soft, great rip there from Rams, and Powers can't handle it in the heat. Break point now. Huge difference, Steve, between 5-1 and 4-2. So big point here for smart return to just lob that ball. Wow.
Great foul.
It's going to go hard. That's out. What a hands on that from Hughes. Soft hands. Ooh, this hits it a little, but that's it. Oh, great leave from Hughes. The ball's a little low, but it's a smart play. It's so warm out.
Yeah.
Whether he volleys it or not, it's coming back almost to the service line anyway, so.
Yep. I thought Wagner played an excellent point.
He did?
With a lot of good shots, offensive shots. And that just can't.
Yeah, you're saying you can't miss it on that ball, or they just.
Well, I think they had an opportunity.
Nice positioning. Wagner putting his body right behind all those shots. Oh, missed it in the net. See, I like the points they're starting to play from the backcourt now. Ooh, that was a great spin. He opts for the block, and it's just too much for him to handle. It spins off his paddle to the left. That thing would have hit the screen going all the way to the side and come off comfortably, but I think he caught him off guard. Hughes just setting his paddle low, and he's right there, but makes him turn and lose sight of the ball for half a second. Can't come up with a third break point here for Rams and Wagner. Powers putting really good serves to that ad corner, making it hard for Wagner to hit. Wow, what a get from Rams.
Hughes' spin is just unbelievable. Oh,
oh,
shot.
And there's some highlight right there.
They're back in it.
I mean, the highlight get, and then the blitz behind the Rams ball. I mean, behind the Wagner ball, that's incredible stuff.
Right. All right, 4-2. We got a game.
All right, 4-2. And I think Wagner and Rams have settled in better. Their points in the backcourt are much better than they were in the beginning.
Yeah,
they're getting a nice
playing
rhythm
their
to it.
different roles. Their chemistry is really good, and Rams is starting to get them back in to the match.
That said, they're still down a break here, and I find with Rams and Wagner, one of the crucial parts of the game is Wagner's ability to hold, because he just throws in, an underhand meatball, and they're reliant on the screen drive from Wagner and Rams' ability to cage it. Otherwise, they're playing the points all from the backcourt. That was out, I think. Yep, of 30. And his ability to hold for Rams and Wagner is also one of the crucial parts of the team. If they're able to get this action here where Rams can cut one off and they can take the net, or Wagner gets the great drive off there and Rams can stay up, then they put some pressure on. But if not, the returner actually has a good opportunity for a first strike all the time.
Yeah, well, this is a key moment. 4-2 game. If they can get back to 4-3, that's a huge momentum shifter.
And especially because they're playing better now, too. It's going to get hit from Powers. Seeing that backhand more frequently and a lot more often. Nice ball, huge.
Powers, that's him at his best when he sits on that forehand.
Best, but he made the quick move, and people go for that spin overhead sometimes, and you don't have quite the control over it, because that ball sat right up for him, and he made a great move there. His release is so quick.
Yeah.
And I've pretty much drilled or hit with and played with every single one of these guys for the most part, and his actual release and quickness, his ability to spot the ball, it's right up there. He moves his shot, or he goes from a hard flat one to a spinny up, like with the same type of motions, and it's very disconcerting.
Big point here.
Yep, screen drive, but there's the offensive volley, nicely done. Good transition back from Rams. Ooh.
Look out.
Good play. Oh, just good job. Carved him up. Put him in the washing machine there, Steve.
The overheads that both Hughes and Powers hit are weapons, and there aren't all that many teams that have that big a weapon where they punish you and you literally hit the ball like just to close out that point. He couldn't even get it.
Yep. No, he spun him one way, he spun him the other way, and then he goes to this. Yep.
Player is not something you usually work against. So
Yeah, the spin, I mean, there are sort of dividing lines from the teams that are top. There's a reason why the teams that are on the top are seated where they are, actually. Hughes Powers and spin is definitely one of the dividing lines. You know, the top teams tend to have the ability to finish with the spin more, and they handle the spin a little bit better.
Yeah.
Transition game's also a big difference.
And they
the
lob
blitzing.
better, too, to push the weapons too far back to really be used with power.
All right, so 5-2 for Hughes and Powers.
Yeah.
Hughes serving to see if they can close this first set out. But Rams and Wagner doing a good job making them work a little. That's a nice cutter in there. Good. Here it comes. Gonna get hit. And no, they just had a miscommunication. Got to call that earlier, and love 15. That's going to get hit.
Ooh, baby.
Got away with that one.
All right.
All right, love 30. Wow. Just cuts it, and it's where he spots him. You got to see, but it's hard to know until he's making the contact.
He's working with a short overhead there.
Yep, whenever he gets the short one.
The overhead was short, and that gives him that ability to do it. Look out.
Oh, great get from Powers. It's quite a good scramble. That's a good lob. Did you do much of that dink and blitz, Steve?
You know, we did some, but we weren't reliant on it.
All right, a couple break points. Stay in this first set. Rams and Wagner, and there they go, 5-3.
Still in it.
Absolutely. Rams had a little bit of serving woes in his first two service
Yeah,
games,
let's see,
just with
see
the
if he
faults.
can avoid the giveaway.
It cleans those up, and of course we can't even get the words fully out of our mouths, and the first one's a fault, but
All right, settle
definitely made a difference here. He's got to settle in, put the ball in the box. That's
Whoa,
a great blitz. He's going to get it.
He's got it.
Oh, just a great shot. Short overhead, but they had him scrambling from the get-go.
That's true.
You know,
That's what they do.
they could never control that point.
Big game.
Yeah, I think when you're down 5-something, it's always a big game. All right, so 5-3, love 30. Hughes and Powers trying to close out this first set, and like you said, you know, you tend to look at the scores, people who put them away. On the flip side of it, when you don't put a team away and you let them hang around, if they get back to 5-4, right? All of a sudden, they get a lucky let cord. You miss a ball, you don't miss, and the tide can flip over so quickly in platform tennis.
You know, I think there's about to close him out. Here's the first set.
But again, 2 faults in that game,
Yep.
and you know, so good game. And we'll get back to that set in a second here. First, I'm going to talk about one of our great sponsors, Paddle Pro. And for over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. And for more information, go to www.paddlepro.com. And Steve, as we were just about to talk about, so what are your thoughts on that first set?
I think it was a little sloppy for the youngsters.
Well, Steve, compared to us, they're all quite young, actually.
They settled in, and played the back end of that first set pretty nicely, and they were competitive.
Yeah.
Hughes and Powers are one of the top 3 teams, really, top 3 or 4 teams. So, that's not an embarrassment to start that way.
Well, certainly not. I mean, they're here in the quarterfinals of nationals, but I think the biggest difference right off the bat are the faulting has to be, go away for Rams, right? He's faulted an average 3 times a game.
What they're going to have to do is, assuming they don't get through this, they're going to have to sit down on Monday or Tuesday and say, okay, let's give each other feedback. Let's talk about what we really need to, when we come back next year, what are the things that we want to put on the board as key goals about our game. And Richie and I, every Monday or Tuesday after every tournament, we would have a call that would be lunchtime, and we would talk for 45 minutes.
Nice.
About what we did well, what we did not do well.
Well, you pretty much won every match for 10 years, Steve. So
that's not true. That's not true. But you need to give each other feedback, and you need to become a partnership, right?
Right. Sure.
That knows how to learn and move your game to the next notch.
Absolutely.
Wherever
but if
you are.
we're talking about this match here, so you're talking about going back on Monday if they don't get through. So for right now
this
this match.
This is a learning match for them so far.
But but what do they got to do right now to get back into this match here?
They've got to settle down, stop giving things away, and play the roles that got them there, right?
Right.
And the second part of the last set that we just finished, they were starting to do that, right? Which got them back in.
Oh, good hands.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, Rams does love the tennis volleys, though. Good close there from Wagner Rams. Wow. Oh. And at a certain point, maybe they should just slow it down a little bit, right? He's continuing with the attack ball, the attack ball, the attack ball. Roll it, roll it.
Yeah.
Push it in a few times. I mean, that's great digs from Powers Hughes. I think Powers Hughes are one of the best.
It was a very good point. It just was a loosey-goosey volley, and it was a tennis volley. Way too long, unfortunately. But they played a great first point.
Yeah, but my point is he's going for constant attack over this. I think they might want to take a little air out of the ball, play position, and then find a place and then go for quick attacks here and there versus constant attacks. You know what I mean? It's almost useful for Powers and Hughes. It gives them stuff to play off of rather than kind of slow it down. You want to bring it to like a certain space.
Yep.
I'm not saying they shouldn't be attacking overheads at the right time. They absolutely should. It's just a question of what's going on. And woof,
that was too quick.
4 quick ones. A stretch there from Mark Powers. So, Steve, I have to say in my years of doing competitions, you were probably one of the best partners I ever had. Nobody competes better or thinks about games and strategies better than you do. You were talking about that call you made with Richie every Monday, and it's a pleasure having you here in the booth, and it's a pleasure competing with you at the times we were able to do that.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and we had quite a bit of success.
I think, playing with you as a partner is always a good recipe for success. There, Steve. All right, so a big overhand serve. He's getting off the underhand, the sidearm, which he's just had no success with today. And that's great. Put the serve in the box would be a huge step. It's a big game here. They're down 2-1. They really can't afford to get behind. That was wide. Yeah, great lead from Hughes. He was thinking about it, and then he wisely lets it go wide. Ooh. Big strike from Powers. You see Wagner getting out of the way, but good thing the net was there, so misses that 15-all. Look, Wagner staying back now.
Yeah, Wagner should stop and talk to him a little bit. In
That's
other words, that he needs to play the senior guy who's been around. He needs to calm Philippe down and give him a little advice. You need to just slow it down. See if he does it now.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah. I mean, I would actually, you're right. Hold the ball in your hand almost. Don't give him the ball. Walk over to him. Put it in hand. Don't let it go. Have a couple of words. Just even slow everything. Just the slowness itself might be a good thing, right?
Yeah. Very good.
Oh, that's big. What a dig from Powers. Ooh, catches the seam. That was a really good fake lob there from Hughes. He thought he was going to drive it. Allows him to take the net. Now, of the two shots, Wagner can hit both the forehand and the backhand, but of the two, I consider his backhand the stronger shot.
Yep.
Smart. Hughes and Powers doing a good job of reading Ram's position and placing it in the other direction. Great point here from Ragnar Wams. Oh!
There's a short lob, very short lob. That allowed that to happen. It's a shame.
It's a great point. I mean, they withstood about 40 of them. So, but just too much up there, and when Hughes and Powers and their overheads are working,
yeah, you can't.
They're very, very, very tough to beat. It's when, like, you get that one more ball, and all of a sudden they'll frame one of those, because you can't just keep cutting the ball every time and make it every time. You know, the window is too small. You're gonna miss one or two. Oh, catches him up high.
Good shot by Mike.
30-all. Oh. Oh! He's creating so much, but when he gets stretched out, he still goes for it. You know, he's a little out of his range there.
I think he's going to have to watch some tape after the match and count the number of points that he gave away when he should have.
Well, you know, do you think there's any technical stuff? Like if you watch him hitting, it's the perfect angle for back here. When he hits that sort of push over hit, it's got a little wave and a slap to it, right? Which has got some movement. He's got a lot of flair, and he doesn't miss that many, but he does miss some, right? Should he be hitting it more of a stiff wristed shot, or, you know, it's kind of like one of these things where a lot of people who hit that push overhead really just lock in the wrist and sort of just push it underneath the ball a little bit of underspin. That's a great shot. They catch him leaning again on the short ball. Just well played there. They're doing an excellent job of actually using Ram's positioning against him, Hughes and Powers.
Yeah.
He's positioning himself aggressively on a short lob, and they're finding a space around him.
They're coming on very fast. Hughes and Powers are trying to finish this thing.
Oh, smart little drop. He looks like he's going to hit the waterfall, and then he just dinks it over. All right, so 3-love. This is where we were on the first set. They staked into a little lead, and then they started playing better, right?
Yeah,
it got a little close, and they almost had a chance to get it to 4-3, and they went down 5-2. Then win one more game, and then the last game just went away from them. But they're going to have to dial it back into a more consistent spot. Hughes and Powers have just played solid, and then whenever the short lobs are coming, they've been on the attack.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Wagner and Rahm's season. They won the Western Pens. They were 3rd in Cleveland, and this is significant. They were 5th in Chicago for the charities, which is very significant. And then they were 7th at Boston and 7th at Short Hills. So they've had a very good season.
Yeah.
And they have been on the big stage, but the big stage of the Nationals is different than a Grand Prix.
And you didn't, you know, they won the Western Pen, but, you know, getting over that extra hump, you know, against the top teams has been their issue. Like, you know, when they played Durant and Mitchell for the first time. And like you said, they're a learning experience, and maybe they'll listen to this tape and they'll have a call on Monday, and they're not done yet. So we'll see if they have a comeback in them, because they were down and buried the last time I saw them play on the live stream against, I believe it was it Frazier and Morgan? And they came back from like 6-1, 4-1 down, and
really
took them down.
Speaking of Frazier Morgan today, they
look pretty good.
They pummeled. I know Juan was a little bit injured, but they were firing bullets.
They looked pretty good out there.
It was straight set over Parsons Araya.
And that's one of our semifinals tomorrow. Morgan and Frazier against the Burish or Doya.
Yeah, that's going to be a terrific match.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's reaching full stretch to get a ball underneath the net there. Got to let that go through. The wise choice. Just let Wagner lob it up and keep playing. Oh, hits the seam. What a terrific overhead. Yeah, it should have actually gone back a little, but Rams, I think, actually had to play. When it hit the seam, it just shot straight left. That was amazing.
That's unusual.
Yeah, it was just perfect. Great shot. Powers' ability to one-time the ball on the rise is also up there. And that's the spot. If you go at Hughes, you go off his left hip. His ability to flip the forehand from the back, he's a pretty good solid volleyer on the backhand side. When you make him flip to the forehand, that's where you get the volley errors.
Yeah, that was beautifully done by Phil.
And here goes work. He's going to work. And he's going, see, he goes backside, cuts it in there, then he goes side back and dies it. You can see the feet of Wagner scrambling from one to the next. Now Powers trying to go to work. And there's the
it was the lob that set it up.
Wow, that was a great spot. He gets that forehand volley. Great. Oh, and he finally misses one. He's a little deep in the court there. Maybe moving a little too far. Great play. All right, big point here. This is where they got their first game last time. He's going to cut that into the side, but Powers knows exactly where it's going. Hughes does a great job just setting his paddle down low, moving his feet, letting the ball fall on top, and he lobs it back.
Yep.
Powers dig a lot of balls out. One of the top teams at that. Good shot.
Yep. Well done.
Yep. And this is how they started their. It wasn't. I guess it was a mini comeback, but this is where they started their play last time. They just taken to that three-love lead.
There were some very smart overheads by Philly, including that last one that pinched right in on Hughes.
Yep, that was a good one.
Had too much spin to do anything with it.
And that was a double pronger. That was good because they hold the Wagner serve, and they just got to get the first game under their belt now.
All right, 3-1, second set.
Going actually, Rams. Oh, he's taking one. That's a great low return.
Yep.
Now, was it ever a time, I mean, back when you're playing all your matches, pretty much everybody just served and volleyed all the time. Serving and staying back. Almost never.
I would say there was a couple teams that would do the stay back thing off of serves, but by and large, the serving today is, much better than it was back in our day. But we were still able to volley. That basically, for Richie and I, and for my brother and I, that was our trade secret. We could
handle the drives.
Even the Fitzgibbon, Graber, because that's. But today, you have people who kick in the serve the way Powers does, right in pinching in the corner, even if it's 4-all in the third set.
Right.
So it's a more refined game.
All right, so great break there for 3-2, and Powers does throw in the fault. We're talking about kicking in there, but he throws in a fault in that one, and a couple little loose ones there.
You predicted this.
Well, this is they have to capitalize right now, and I think Powers and Hughes, have they really had a moment where they've thrown in a bunch of errors? Have we seen that yet?
I think they've been playing very solid and managing the score.
Right. I think maybe the first game when the match was just starting, they made a few loose errors, but since then they haven't had a blip here, and we'll call that a little mini blip. But this is the moment now where if you're Rams and Wagner, you got to capitalize. Let's really dial it into it, because there are no moments left. Right? They're in the second set here. They're still down 3-2. This is it.
Smart overhead.
That's a good roller there.
Important first point.
Yeah. Played well here, nice and solid. They're trying to give him very little to work with. That's the idea. So work in that middle, long and deep. Ooh, all right, well done. Dean Love.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good first point for the underdogs.
They played it solid. They gave him nothing. And in the end, they get, I don't want to say they forced an error, but they get an error out of Powers.
Well, they're being smart not to hit into the power zones.
Yep.
Right? They did not give Mark Powers his forehand. Close.
Yeah, very.
Right on the outside of the line. Ooh.
Ah, tough ball there. All right, serving and staying back. The Rams can take it. Now Wagner's going to walk right in. Smart. No. Ooh, 2 lob errors from Powers here in this game.
Yeah, Philippe's playing very smart. Oh, look out.
Oh,
it's tough.
perfect.
I think Philippe should have. There was doubt
Yeah.
in Mike's mind whether he should take it or not. I think Philippe should have, said something. Yours.
Agreed. Oh!
All right. So
All right. Little blip here for Powers Hughes.
yeah, there you go. That's good. That's good for Mike to be chatting with him,
Yeah, I love it.
slowing it down. Big point.
They've gotten smarter.
Look at
And
that.
That is huge.
Look at that. That's
Back to even.
okay. We got a ball game here.
Back to even. 3 love down. And we had a couple of lob misses there and 1 little backhand cutter miss from Powers there.
Yeah.
And then great volley. He goes for the blitz. Takes a little risk reward move, but no dice there.
All right. Let's see if Powers and Hughes steady down and.
Yeah, they definitely gave him a little life there.
Oh, great shot.
And yet,
Oh.
what a get.
And oh, this is a good battle here. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
so good. Yeah, they just had him on a little string there. Once that short lob went up, or once that cutter actually pulled Wagner way out of position. Durant and Mitchell on the other stream court are up a set, and they were down 2-4 when we last heard. So they're up 6-3 and down 2-4 in the second. They're battling over there.
Okay, where are we? 15-all?
No.
Well earned. Big point. 15-33 all, second set.
Yep, and the swing and the mojo definitely working a little in Wagner, and not sure he should have taken that one, but definitely working in the Wagner and Rams way, and double break point for 4 games in a row here for Rams and Wagner.
Great dipper overhead by Philly. Powers could not handle it.
He got caught up in there and cut it behind him, and it died in the back screen. He's going to bite. He's going to attack it. Yep. And there it is.
Too much power to handle.
4 games in a row. They're up 4-3, Wagner and Rams.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Turnabout is fair
Well,
play.
Philippe has really settled into his play. Mike's doing his thing, and they're a unit. Now,
much more so, yeah.
Yeah, they've got chemistry, got mojo, they got belief. Belief is, if you don't believe that you can win, don't get on the court.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right about that. But you can even just see, Steve, the things that they're doing now. Now they got Wagner staying back. Rams is just concentrating on getting the serve in. He's serving and volleying and seeing if he can take the net, and then Wagner moves in. They have more like a plan or plays, right? They're gone into a zone, and then they've gotten a couple errors out of Powers Hughes. So
all right, let's see this here.
Big moment, and it all started.
4-3.
It all started with the first hole that Wagner made. They were down love 3, and he held to get that first game, and then going on a 4-game run. All right, so Durant and Mitchell down 2-5 in the second set, having won the first. Compton and Murray making a charge there, as are Rams and Wagner here.
A little out of control, Aries. Got to pick your spot.
Oh, great help there from Hughes, but punches it out. He was right there.
Ooh, good shot by Hughes.
He goes hard right at him. They're going to have to use that.
He caught him by surprise. Philippe was not ready for that.
Yeah, but this is good because they got a nice move here. Where
Oops.
they're attacking it, but he's making them think now. There they got 2 errors out of it, but he made the first couple. This is a big, nice little battle here. Them trying to hit this return, and it's really a meatball serve, but, he got his presence up there at the net, and he's such a good volleyer, Rams. Makes a difference. Oh, so good.
Deep lobs.
Sorry. They're doing a good job keeping the ball out of the power zones.
Yeah.
Outside of the return or serve, Hughes and Powers are finding it hard to find that offensive ball in the middle of the point.
Yep.
That's just a testament to them hitting better overheads, and the cuts finishes wasn't what made their comeback happen.
Right, that was a sloppy shot.
Well, he was
And now
going
it's
for a
4-0.
winner, right? He was going for the winner, and him going for the winner isn't what made them get the 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
Right, it was the solid play that was making them get the games in a row.
All right, 4-all. Ooh. A little loose. Dirty love, 4-all, second set. Great return by Philippe Rams.
Yeah, great shot. And these are usually the moments where oftentimes the teams that have the success, they bear down in these close, tight moments, right?
Absolutely. Powers and Hughes do not want to be in 3 sets and have to grind it away and then come right back to the semifinals tomorrow.
I don't think fitness will be an issue for him at all, because this is the only match they're going to play today. Great shot from Wagner. Because, you know, due to the strange forecast that we had, it turned out to be just a beautiful day today. They played a 3rd match yesterday, and makes the format not so bad in terms of fitness.
This is a very interesting point in this match here.
Sure is. He gets the dinking blitz. Wasn't a bad move. He tries to go for a big volley, but the ball was a little low.
30 all.
Yeah, that was big.
Look at that return.
Heck of a
Good
first
volley by Powers.
Yeah, heck of a first volley for Powers.
Philippe made him.
See, but there again,
Yeah,
those type of more offensive moves aren't how they're winning their points. You know, he moves up there. He's won a couple, but he's definitely lost more than he's won. Correct? I mean, at least that's the way I see it, Steve.
Yeah.
Another great volley. Wow. That was a heck of a shot.
He's got to be himself.
He does. At the same time, I agree with you 100%.
Philippe has to be himself, but steadied down. And I think he has done just that this second set.
For the most part, yes.
And that's why they're right back in it.
Big challenging serve, huge cut there.
So we're deuce here.
Well,
add
in now. Add in now.
Yep.
But you're right. That's the trick. And when you're a player like Rams, one of the developmental or growth parts of your game is because you can hit every shot. It's a question of when you do it, the choices you make, and should you hit every shot, right? You know, and that's all the maturation he's going to need. He clearly has the talent.
Yeah, we could be looking at a really future superstar of the game. Just watching him sell down this second set. Let's see if they can make something out of it.
Heck of a lob there from Hughes. Holds it, pushes it up. It's going right to Rams. Well played there from Wagner and Rams. It's going to die in the back. Good play there. He had to get it. Smart, steady, slow play here from Rams and Wagner.
They're hitting their lobs deeper, which is preventing.
Yeah, they're slowing it down. They're moving them up and back, but this is a perfect play. He's going to take that.
Ooh, baby!
Wow! What a volley!
Powers made an unbelievable shot. Great point here.
And Rams and Wagner are playing this exactly the way they want to. This is perfect. Powers and Hughes are trying to look for the short overhead, but they're just not getting any. Now they got to transition back.
Lob.
Perfectly done.
Ooh. Look out.
So quick. Yeah. That's out.
Nope.
That's a great point, Steve. A great point from Rams and Wagner.
All right, back to deuce.
Played that perfectly. They took the strikes at the right time. lobbed well, kept every lob to the service line and beyond, so they couldn't get killed.
Ooh, baby.
Another big serve from
Good
Powers.
serve by Powers. It had a lot of juice on it.
What kind of juice? Cranberry? Apple? Orange? Just juice.
Philly had trouble.
He did.
Oh, baby.
Oh, look at that. They hold the net. That's amazing.
Nice get.
I think the guy, I looked to them to switch back, but maybe not.
Interesting.
He's spinning Wagner around, but Wagner doing a great job. That's good.
Look out.
Yeah, that's a tough drop there. It hung up high. This is great stuff.
You can hear a pin drop.
Oh, with the lead cord. Oh, my
baby.
goodness. Timely shot right there from Hughes.
4.
All right, and Rams has steadied his serve down. They have a plan. Their last few games they did it. They were able to hold, and Rams has been serving and volleying with Wagner staying back. So
Yes.
they got no target. Well, they have no target to hit at the net.
That's true.
And so they can't
Let's
just
see if
bash
he
it
can
at Wagner.
Continue to get away with that.
Yeah, no, well,
It's a good strategy,
It's worked
actually.
well because Rams has the ability to kind of take half volleys, put them in play, push them to the other side of the court, and then Wagner can follow his way in. And if they get it around him, Wagner just stays back there and he's looking for the drive rather than being a target at the net. It's worked well for him.
Yes, it has. This set. Here we go. This is important for these guys. This is do or die.
Do or die, 5-4. Serving at 4-5 is Philip Rams, trying to get this second set, bring it to a third. Powers Hughes looking to close it out. I mean, it's great sportsmanship all around, too. You know, I don't think we've had a single overrule.
No, it's been
Nothing
great.
close, just
Competitive.
great guys out there.
Ooh. Good strong serve by Philip to Powers. Powers couldn't handle it. Hit deep.
Yeah, great serving.
Sometimes you have to just put a little extra juice on your serve when you're getting, you know,
Yeah, go for
up
it
against
more.
the Powers.
Yeah.
By increasing your speed by 15%, just that little amount causes them to go long, and that you saw it had just happened.
Yeah. Oh, and another lead cord. Two timely shots from Hughes. The funny thing about John Hughes is he is a nice enough guy to actually feel bad about that. You know, he actually feels bad. Most guys make fun of that, like, oh, you're sorry, not sorry kind of thing. Hughes actually is sorry. He's like, sorry, I only beat you with lead cord there. I didn't mean it. You know.
Oh, boy.
See, that's that low one right there, but terrific volley to his feet. Now it's 30 all.
Okay, big point. Look at that.
He's going huge. He's actually increased his rate, like you said. It's a more challenging serve. He's putting more pressure on the return. That's great. And he's starting to feel comfortable. He hasn't faulted in a long time. He just had a bad window. He was trying that sidearm serve. He didn't have the rhythm
That's
with
true.
it today.
He's done.
He's just going overhand
terrific.
hard.
Using Powers, trying to close it out.
He's getting really precise with these pushes. He's keeping the ball deep out of their power zones.
Yep.
And he misses the lob a little long. Wow.
Yep. Wagner Rams still hanging around.
Game point. A heavy challenging serve. Backhand drive from Powers.
Oh.
Nice play. And that's the great part of having Wagner back.
Yeah, great play by Mike. Look out. Jeez.
That's well done.
Toe to
Great
toe.
hands. Absolutely.
Rams does the right thing, backs off, start again.
Going hard cut.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Oh, what a great lead from Hughes. He does
Just
not reach.
He got out of the way.
Smart play. It's so tempting to just stick your paddle out. Deuce, heck of a point. Oh, flare forehand. Powers has a good look. And I don't know if it's the Rams present. He tried to make it too good, but just hits it wide.
All right. Game point.
And here comes Wagner now sneaking his way, slowly just making his way back in. It's so great. They came up with a plan, right?
That's in.
That's a great lob from Hughes.
Wagner decides to blast it. He gets the fires down the middle.
Well, that's what's great about Wagner.
Yeah, he's got the shots, and he'll use them.
He's ready to hit them.
Yeah.
Even though he hits like a low percentage of the balls, he's ready when the time comes.
Well, he's a role player, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah. But that's why these guys love starting to play together. This is incredible stuff.
These guys are playing very high quality.
Yep. Wow. Fourth transition to this point. Great stuff. Dunk. Oh, he goes for it. You got to leave that. Don't do it. That's a heck of a point, Steve.
Game point. That was game point. That's tough. He should not have tried the drama shot.
The drama shot.
He should have rebooted the way they were doing.
I think so.
The whole point was rebooting.
You can make it a surprise move every now and then. But clearly, the person in the driver's sheet there was Hughes, right?
They get another chance, though.
They got
Hughes just missed it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is exciting.
It's great stuff.
All right.
Oh, and he goes for a touch volley, and they get the game.
All right. 5-all. Second set. Here we go.
Yeah, terrific stuff out there.
Yep.
Great cutter from Hughes there.
Beautiful. Perfect spot. Ooh, that was close.
Oh, he's backing up, and he goes for the heavy cutter. All right, 15-30.
Oh, baby, right down.
Beautiful ball there from Wagner. That may die. Powers.
Yeah, that's a great shot by Powers.
Like a slash get.
That was outrageous. Oops.
That's such a good spot. He goes through and behind. Wow. Wagner with that quick drive right back. They're able to retake the net. This is great stuff, Steve. Really high quality.
And they're rebooting. They've given their best shot, and then they fall back and regroup. Good lobbing, deep lobbing. Boy.
Gosh, those hands on Powers.
Hand-to-hand combat.
I mean, just keeping his hand in front, putting it where he thinks the ball's going, he's almost right every time.
Yeah, they're keeping it away from Powers' forehand and making John do the heavy lifting on lobbing. So it's key for John Hughes to, whoops. Good shot, good shot.
They overhit it a little.
Yeah,
the ball gets up high.
Yeah, that's tough to handle. All right. Oh, baby, what a shot by Mike.
Yeah, he's been there in the moments. He's played great, actually.
Yeah, he knows his shots, and he waits for them, and then he takes them. Five all, second set. Deuce.
They're working that middle, slow and deep to the middle.
Oh, it's in.
Way in.
God, almost bounced out of the court.
Wow, Wagner just working that low ball, and he's given the chance for Rams to blitz. Oh!
Ooh, baby.
That's just great playing. Break
Yeah.
point here for Rams Wagner. Wagner doing some damage out there.
Mike taking over.
Oh.
Ooh. Tough shot selection to do that. Just a little too unnecessary because they had control of that. Oops.
Oh, big serve there. Game point for Hughes Powers. They sneak this hold out. That'd be a great hold for them. Rams and Wagner coming on stronger. Wagner's played a terrific game.
Yeah. There he goes
Just
again.
like crushing drives,
Right, yeah.
spotting them.
Oh,
Hughes. I love the fist pump, the shout out, the come on from Hughes. Positive energy, and that's a big hold for them.
yeah. Very important. Let's see if they can break.
Yeah.
Or
That's
are we going to go to a tiebreaker?
I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, the last 3 times we've had, this is going to be a Wagner service game. So, and whenever the service games are going, it's been pretty much the same thing. Wagner has been staying back in all of them.
Right.
Right. And that's been working great for him. And they're just letting Rams do the work at the net. Strangely enough, when the Rams has been serving, he's not a target. He's coming in and he can handle the first volley enough of a percentage. He's a little bit of a target up there because Wagner just puts in that sort of middle of the box high ball.
All right, here
They'll
we
go
go.
after him. It's just a question of whether he handles the reflexes and how will they return. Nice spot. And they've played so much better from the backcourt now, Rams and Wagner. Really picking their spots. That's a good third panel slam.
Very important first point.
Yeah, you are a believer that the first point sets the tone for the whole thing, or is it just your one-up?
No, it's very important to get out in front, whoever wants it.
Great shot. Smart play for Hughes and Powers to stay back there against the transition backhand from Wagner. He's been lights out. Look at Wagner get right on top of the net.
Beautiful.
Tremendous volleying. I love this point. Yeah, it's great how all the players can feel the important moments here.
Yep.
They're really playing solid.
Yep.
Looking for the right type of ball. Nobody's taking too big a risk.
This is what you call old school paddle.
And then it's
Down the stretch.
Frequently what happens when the matches get tight. It's easy to whack something at 40 love or, right?
There, Powers stepping up.
Oh, that's big. But great job. He just lets it go, transition back.
Look out, Mike's. Whoop, baby.
Yeah, the transition.
Mike knows his stuff, which shots he's going to take, and he knows how to jump on it.
Yeah, he's a great transition driver,
Yeah.
and that's why they love playing together.
Yeah, they're great compliments in terms of skill set.
Yeah, they're really trying to keep the ball out of the power zones, and they're doing a good job.
Ooh, baby.
Wow, deep volley there. Perfect.
Ooh.
Finally getting used to move there. Returning the favor. He spun them around a few times.
You know, the wind has just picked up. It's significant now.
Yep. It's getting colder and windier.
This is like whoa, great get by Hughes. Look out.
Yep. But look at this transition back from
Look at
Wagner.
Mike. Mike turned it right around.
So smart. He knew the drive was coming.
He executed perfectly. All right, 15 love.
It's a great first point. There are James, our producer. After 10 minutes, but it was a back and forth affair there. It was actually super,
Well, that's
extremely well played point all
That's what
around.
paddle is about. I mean, you're coming down the stretch. You do not want to give anything. All right, 15 all.
Yeah, you don't want to give everything, and there was just a quick little blip there. All right, here you go. Watch. That's good. He reads them that time. Yeah, Wagner's transition drives in the backcourt have been spot on. I don't think he's missed one for a while.
Here it goes again.
Yeah, he hasn't missed. Oh!
All right. 15-30.
So the Dinkin blitz.
It's do or die again.
Powers, he keeps guessing right on the Powers return. He's going to the right. Oh!
Oof. Great teamwork.
That's going to get smashed. Oh, what a volley from Hughes.
Oh. All right, match point.
Aggressive positioning there, and Hughes just up to the task.
Yeah, they stepped it up and they said, we got to see what they do with it. 15-40.
All right, so 2 match points here,
All
and
right,
the
there it
first
is. What a
one he
match.
misses. Well, tell you what, you know, Rams and Wagner did a great job making some adjustments there, and this second set was in the balance.
Nice shaking hands and hugging and realizing that my take is that the question we asked at the beginning, would Rams and Wagner step up, you know, on the stage? And I would say yes, they did. And they gave Powers and Hughes all they really wanted and could handle. I mean, this could have easily drifted into the third set.
Oh, for sure, it could have.
I think they both, you know, both teams played extremely well, particularly the second set. The first set was sloppy, but the second set was when the fun, the action, the real paddle started, and you saw everybody's best games come up to the surface.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Steve. So that'll do it for our court. The other court is still going on with McNerney and Compton against Durant and Mitchell, and we're going to be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with men's semifinal match. And so everybody should tune in then. And Steve, it was a pleasure calling you. With any final thoughts?
No, I really enjoyed it, and I think tomorrow's going to be very exciting. You got the women's final, and you got the two men's semifinals, in the morning, and then you got the
men's final coming right up after the women's final.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a huge day. Although the quarters always make some terrific matches, and this was one of them.
And that certainly was a good one. So that's a wrap for us here in Booth 1. Tune into the other YouTube station. Check out the end of the McNerney-Compton match against Durant and Mitchell. They are battling out there. And we'll see everybody tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., right here on the APTA YouTube channel, presented by eNet Live.